Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the MakeCode Arcade Advanced stream. I'm Richard on the MakeCode forum.
I'm Jay Wonder on the MakeCode forum.
And first off, sorry we didn't have stream on Monday. It was because I was having vacation. All I ever wanted, vacation, had to get away. Vacation meant to be spent alone. The song is more melancholy than it initially suggests. You know?
Yeah, I don't think I recognized that was the third.
No one does. Yeah. Because I said this to my sister, and she was like, it's like vacation, love to be in something. And I was like, no, it's not actually. It's vacation meant to be spent alone.
Oh.
Anyway. Today, what are we working on? Well, on Friday, we started a new game, which was a game that was inspired by the Lost Woods in Zelda. So we went ahead and made this game where you can walk forever in every direction. And it just loops around. Mm-hmm. And we were like, okay, sure. But how are you supposed to know which way you're supposed to go? And so we came up with a few options for this. One was you're chasing something. Mm-hmm. So think Dompe and the Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Option 2 was there are things going on at each of the entrances, and one of them is slightly different. Think Paper Mario. Mm-hmm. That tells you the one to go. And then option 3 was we just tell you which way to go, and you need to memorize it and not mess up as you go through. So that's the boring one that we're
gotcha.
doing.
And you're not doing the Lost Woods like Ocarina of Time and stuff where it just plays the music in the direction you're supposed to go.
I mean, in a way, we're doing something similar to that. I mean, the idea is that we're going to do the one that's where it's different each time.
Okay. Fair. Yeah.
And so one of the things we wanted to do was we wanted to make some of the things that are different. Like we want to have a bunch of forest sounds going on.
Gotcha.
All right.
Yeah.
And the idea being that you could hear some bird calls when you get close to some of them. And then maybe one has a different bird call going on.
Gotcha.
And it turns out Google has this nifty feature where if you search a bird's name, okay, it didn't work for this one. Give me a bird name.
Bluebird.
I think bluebird is like a category of birds.
So. I think it might be too high up.
Yeah. Let's do eastern bluebird.
Okay.
No, it's not working anymore. We actually never had a miss.
Huh.
Last time. There we go.
Maybe they saw it. Oh.
And then the other one we did was Budgie. Hello, random user. Hi, Pimink Official. Yeah, random user says, "How was your vacation? I can guess by the song. It was awesome." Yeah, it was fun. I woof woof. To be honest, this was mostly a vacation I was taking because I had been working a lot of extra hours on a secret project. Mm-hmm. That'll be coming out later this year. And I had been working in my free time a lot on that for several weeks. And so I was like, yeah, I'm feeling a little burnt out. And my my manager was like, yeah, you should probably take a couple days off. I was like, yeah, okay, I'll take a couple days off. Mm-hmm. A planned vacation. All right. So we wanted to recreate some forest sounds. We have a few that we've made so far. So let's actually hear this. Right. So we ended up making a cricket sound in our quest to make a budgie sound. So if you go over to the budgie, I want you to listen very closely, Joey, and tell me what you hear. Okay. Try to break it down. All right. Ready? Mm-hmm.
I hear a bird and it goes squawk, squawk, squawk. But it's like a 1, 2, and then a 3 is like a 1.5 tones later.
Okay. But if we look into like one of the individual squawks, like try to listen to one of them and see if you can kind of see what's going on. I'll tell you what I hear afterwards.
Starts low, pitches up to high, I think. And, I mean,
I don't know how to break it down
any further.
Do 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 do. Do. There's like a rhythm to it.
I can kind of place that, but I don't think I have like the inbuilt sound knowledge to like recognize that, but I can hear it now that you mentioned it.
Yeah, so I think the frequency is changing over time, and I think it's made up of like 3 individual squawks that kind of blend together into one squawk.
Mhm.
And so that's what we tried to do here. So this is basically creating 3 little 20 millisecond sounds. So it just goes at frequency 2000 hertz, it goes up to full volume, and then it goes down to 0 volume over the next 10 milliseconds.
Mhm.
So this ends up making a cricket type sound. Let's go ahead and try to make these numbers a little bit longer. So let's keep this 10 high or low, and let's make this one be more like 40.
Mhm.
Okay, I think we're getting somewhere.
Mhm.
So let's see. Pinnacle Official says, Richard, you have given me the horrible idea of literally stealing the hearts of people. So you're talking about like, what was that terrible movie? Repo Men? Not Repo Man. That's a good movie. Repo Men, where the plot was that they were people who were like collections agents who had to steal hearts of people.
I did not remember that.
Yeah, and other organs.
Huh.
Okay. We're getting closer. I think we want to take this and let's apply a modulation all up on this thing. We're going to go ahead and grab one from here. Grab an LFO. Stick this in here. Sure, we'll stick with square for now. This 500 millisecond period is going to be way too short. We're going to change this to be like 30 milliseconds. And we'll make the amount be 1 semitone. We're definitely getting somewhere, right?
Yeah, like I can hear it in there. Yes, I can hear it in there.
Yeah. Yeah, random user is right on the money. I think the pitch needs to be higher. So let's actually just make a variable. We'll call this pitch so that we can mess with it. And we're going to stick it in all of these frequency arguments. We might actually scale some of these later, but for now, we'll go ahead and set this. So let's just do 3000. So 1,000 more hertz.
Mm-hmm.
I think we overshot. Yeah, let's do like 2,500. Maybe like 24. Yeah, we're getting close.
Yeah.
Chemical Official says, "What is this sound technology?" Yeah, so this is an extension I made a few weeks ago called Arcade Sound Instructions, where you can basically, it lets you access the synthesizers engine that we have. There's a post about it on the forum. Go just search for arcade-sound-instructions on the forum, and there are some more details there. But also, all the blocks in the extension, if you right-click on them, they should all have help pages, so they kind of explain what's going on. All right. Liffliff says, Richard, how accurate is the wait micros function compared to the normal pause? Does wait micros have the thread giving up stuff that the other function has? Is there even such thing as an actual sleep function? I mean, it wouldn't be hard to make, I suppose. So if I'm remembering correctly, wait is a busy wait. You never want to use it, I don't think. So always use pause. Don't use wait.
I mean, that would be the answer to the middle question, though, right? Like the thread giving up stuff. That the busy wait is like actually don't yield the thread and just stall.
Which you never want to do.
Pretty much never. Yes.
Yeah. The only time you ever want to do that is if you're doing like, I don't know, USB communication or something where timing is super critical.
Yeah.
But otherwise, you're just going to mess up everything else.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think you should count on our simulator for timing that is critical enough to do those sorts of things.
Okay.
It would be funny though. I mean, yeah, just write a while true loop. You'll get the same thing. All right. So, okay, this kind of works, I guess. Maybe let's try ramping up the pitch a little bit so it's not staying in one place. So we're going to go ahead and take this pitch in the second argument and in the first argument over here. And we're going to multiply it by like 1.2, which I think is about 1 semitone of difference.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, that's scary. It just worked.
Yeah, I think we have created our budgie sound. All right. So with that, I think we now just have to have it play at like a regular cadence,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing that budgies don't always just go bloop, 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 bloop. I think it's more that they make this sound, and this particular sound sample happens to be repeating in that, pattern.
That's probably fair.
So we just want these to be kind of like playing occasionally. Let's see. Wolflip says, Richard, if you have to name one, what's a feature of JavaScript only MakeCode that you really think people should use more? Not screen shake. Interesting. I don't know why you thought I would say screen shake. That's in blocks.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think usually if there's a JavaScript only feature that we think you should use more, we make it available in blocks, right? Like, so that's a pretty hard question because it's kind of.
It's true. I mean, so, it's not very hard to extend sprites, and I think I'm the only person who does it.
Regularly, yeah.
Yeah.
Status bars is the only one I did, I think.
What, Joey?
Status bars was the only one I recall doing.
Right, but you did it the old way.
Oh, I did it the old way, sure.
Yeah, after me being frustrated with it for a while, I surfaced a new way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show it off real quick. So, if you want to make a custom drawing sprite, you can go ahead and say class my sprite extends sprites.extendable sprite. There you go. That right there is the special one. So you don't want to extend sprite. You want to extend extendable sprite. Mm-hmm. And then you can just do a constructor. And you need to call the super constructor. Now, the sprite constructor requires you to pass in an image. If you are going to be doing your own drawing, you can just pass in an image that has 1 pixel, which is empty, like that. That will satisfy it. And then once you've extended this, all you have to do is override draw, which takes in a left and a top. And this takes care of the camera, the relative to camera flag, everything you want. So you do not need to reference any of those. All you need is this left and top, and that's where you should be drawing. And otherwise, you can do all of the sprite stuff. The other thing that's nifty is in here, if you want to, if you're doing something, again, that's not based on images and has a custom size. So say I'm making some sprite that is 32 by 64. You can do this.set dimensions 32, 64. And this is set your sprite's width and height. And now everything like left and right, all of that stuff will work correctly based off the dimensions you put in here.
Mhm.
So all of my extensions that create sprites like mini menu and stuff like that, they all do this, and you should too. It's pretty nifty. All right. Back to our Lost in the Forest. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to basically make some sound generators. All right, so what we're going to do is, I wish I could pass a sound as an argument, but I can't really. We're going to go ahead and let's see, what is the best way to do this? I guess we could. Basically, what I want to do is I want to make a function that can take in a sound as an argument, and then we'll just play that periodically, and then we can mess around with that. All right. So the only way I can think to do that right now is to basically make a function which is going to be called like play forest sound, not forest set, play forest sound, and then pass in a string, which is going to be the name of the sound. And then in here, we can say if name equals budgie, call make budgie sound. Like that, you know? Then we can make a function that we're going to call make sound looper. And this is going to take in a name. And then in here, we're going to go and add the timers extension. We'll do a separately do. And inside here, we're just going to have a while true. Whenever you do a while true, make sure you have a pause in it. And we're going to go ahead and call make budgie sound in it. Oh, not make budgie sound. We want to call the our make sound, make forest sound thing. Pass in our name. Give this pause like a random amount of time. Let's see. I want to go to math. I want to do a pick random. And we're going to do it from 500 to 5,000.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Woof Woof says you should make set dimensions thing for normal sprites so that you don't need a second hitbox sprite. With how we detect hitboxes, usually what we're doing is also like having a shape for them because we do pixel perfect overlaps. So you still kind of would. We could expose other ways to handle that sort of thing, like setting explicit hitbox, but the dimensions.
I think I also made a flag for hitbox overlaps, which makes it so you no longer do pixel perfect.
Did you? Okay.
I don't think it's accessible in blocks. Okay, so now I'm going to go into functions. I'm going to call make sound looper, and we're going to call this budgie. And we should now hear the budgie sound.
Hitboxes are square for tile maps. That's true, but they're the same. Hitbox is used to detect the overlap and all that.
Okay, this works.
Nice.
All right, let's do some more sounds. We need another bird.
What was the kookaburra?
Kookaburra?
Kookaburra.
Where does that mean we are?
Australia, I think.
No.
New Guinea.
No little demo thing here.
Oh.
What about a cardinal?
It resembles human laughter. Apparently, I didn't actually.
Yeah, that's why that's what the song's about. An Oriole. God, Google is just really.
They just don't like you using their stuff.
They're choosy about which ones they give you the call for. Okay, this one's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's make a goldfinch sound. I'm going to go ahead and rename this to Make Cricket. And we're going to go ahead and pull the sound looper thing out here and call our Make Goldfinch sound inside of our A button pressed so that we can. Here we go. Mm-hmm. All right. So if we go ahead and play now, just playing our cricket sound. So what we're going to do is I'm going to listen to this one more time and. Okay, so we have a lot of what I call zap sounds. So those are sounds that start up at a high frequency and then go down to a low frequency with a little bit of a warble going on. Mm-hmm. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the frequency of this guy at, let's do 3000. We're going to drop it. We're going to stick with 3000 for the first part. We're going to make this second part longer. And we're going to drop this down to 1000 and just see what that sounds like. Oh wait, this should be 1000. This should be 3000. You know what? Actually, I'm going to use the other block we have, which makes this easier. So we're going to move to 1000 volume 0 over 100 milliseconds. All right. Okay, so you hear those like zap-like sounds, right? Mm-hmm. So with that, we want to apply a little bit of warble to it. So to apply the warble, we're going to be doing the same thing we did before, which is we're going to be modifying the sound using modulation. So let's go ahead and grab another LFO, put this in here. We're not going to use a square LFO this time. We'll use a triangle LFO. And we're going to set the period to be like 50. And again, we're going to set the amount to be 1 semitone, not 10 semitones. That's a lot. All right, needs to be faster. Make it be like 10. I think it's being a little drowned out by how much the frequency is changing in the ramp. So I think we could probably stand to up this a bit. So we'll up this to 5 semitones. Okay, too much. 3. All right, we're getting somewhere with that. Yeah, okay. So I think we have managed to create one part of this sound. So if I listen to this, we have 2 sounds starting out, which are like starting quiet and then getting loud, like whoop, whoop. And then we have the brum, 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 which is what we just made. And then like,
it's like a pitched down version of the same thing, it feels like.
Yeah, and then we have another one of those trailing ones kind of going out.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do is we're going to add some alternative parts to this. So we're going to have another part up here at the beginning. And we're going to make this one be a little bit different. So this one's going to start at 0. It's going to go up over 500 milliseconds to full volume. We're going to have it increasing in pitch a bit. So we're going to do 2500. And then we're going to have it moved frequency, let's say back to 2500 and volume 0 over something like 20 milliseconds. So, okay, we're like starting to make a cicada sound. I need to turn off the mod because it's also affecting this part. We can fix that, but do that later. Okay. All right, so it kind of starts out slow and then pitches up real fast all of a sudden. So I want to take this, I want to change this to be 200. And then I want it to, this to be like 2700. Then I want to go from 2700 up to 3000 over like 20 milliseconds. And then drop down. So. All right, let's just turn off the lasers right now. I feel like we're not getting the. I feel like we're getting a good sound, but we're not getting a good representation of the frequency content here. Like, I think it's moving around more as this happens. So let's try adding the mod back in, but with the one semitone.
Like 15 seconds behind as always.
And make this way longer period.
Let's see. The official says, are we making bird simulator or what are we making? We're making, well, we're in a forest that's kind of infinite and we're making bird noises right now. And we're going to use that to plot the path.
We're making background noises for our thing, which are going to be used as part of the gameplay. Mm-hmm. But, okay, I think we're getting closer with this. I think it's dropping off a little too fast at the end. And that's being caused by me putting the volume in here. Okay, so we need to change this to be like 300, and then this needs to be 300. So right now there's like a clip happening, which doesn't need to be. There we go. %, bird noises, 20% game. Pimmick official, you can stop watching the stream if you're unhappy with the content that is currently happening. We do all sorts of things on this. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put this in here and this in here. And this in here. Wait a second. I'm going to use this block here as well. So we're going to move to frequency 3000 over 20 milliseconds. This should be 512. There we go. Cool. Okay. Pull that out. All right. This should be the same as it was before. Oh, nope. That is not the same as it was before. Oh, I put 300. This should be 3000. There we go.
Okay.
Okay. So I want this to play like twice, and we're going to put a little bit of spacing in between here. So we're going to go ahead and put in silence like that. Go ahead and put this in here. And we're going to set the duration to be 200. Like that. And, you know, maybe make it more like 100. There we go. All right. And now we want to bring back in our laser sounds. All right. So let's see. Let's take out the laser sounds for a second. We're going to leave this as is, and I think we're going to actually make this be 2 sounds. So let's make a new variable, and we're going to make this my sound 2. Change this back to my sound. There we go. We're going to make my sound 2 is going to be the laser part. And so we'll put this in here, change this to my sound 2. Go ahead and grab our frequency modulation, put this back down to like, I don't know what it was. I think it was like 20 milliseconds. And then we're going to make this my sound 2. And then we're going to do set my sound to be, and then inside of sound, there is concatenate right here. We're going to concatenate my sound and my sound 2. All right, we're doing something.
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is dropping too much. Let's put this as 2000. Yeah, there we go. All right, cool. Now let's see what else we can do here. Okay, so we have kind of like the and then we have like another 3 lasers, but they're like lower pitched. Mm-hmm. So let's add some silence right here. And then we can drop the frequency of this one to be 2500. And then drop this down to like 1800. Yeah, more or less. Mm-hmm. Maybe increase this silence part. Cool. I think that maybe we're going to go to our part right here, and I'm going to add one more step here. Hi, Copy Sprite. Random user says, I mean, will a user be able to tell if the sound is a bit off? I doubt they would have memorized the goldfinch noise. No, of course not. But, you know, I'm having fun. I like doing this stuff.
Even if they can't tell, we'll be able to tell because we made it, and we'll be like, oh, well, I could have done that a little better.
Belangus says, I doubt they've memorized the goldfinch noise. The ever so humble John Goldfinch. All right, I think we're good. I think maybe there's like one more sound we want to kind of capture here. So there is that pure sound, which I think we accidentally made while doing this. But then also, I think there's like basically a reversed version of this first sound that's like coming in here. So let's go ahead, and after we've done this concatenation, we're going to do yet another part. So let's go ahead and set my sound 2 to be equal to a new empty sound. Up here. Should we do it after the concatenate? There we go. Okay, and we're going to add one part to this one, which is going to be this triangle going from 3,000 to 2,000. I typed 300 again. And we're going to go ahead and make this 512. Whoops, I'm just messing everything up. 2,000. We're going to make this be 200 milliseconds. And then we're going to give this guy just a real strong, fast LFO. Set it to be like 5 semitones. And then we're going to concatenate it again. Okay, that's going too far down. Oh, I set the in frequency at 200. I keep doing that. I keep being like 1,000 and then typing 2 zeros.
Oh.
Yeah, that's great. That's great sound.
Yeah.
And then I kind of want to do one more sound that's going to be like the opposite of the first one. And okay, we're not going to play this sound this exact same way each time. We're going to basically choose some combination of these sounds to like put together, you know?
Yeah.
When we play the yellow finch sound.
Makes sense. Do you want it to sound similar but not exactly identical every time?
Yeah, exactly. So they're not always going to be happening in the same order. All right, so we're going to go ahead and grab this bit. Bring it down here. We're going to go ahead and set my sound 2 to be another empty sound. We're going to do this, and I also need to grab this modulate. I'm going to change all of these to be my sound 2. Oh, put this back up here. Duplicate this, put it down at the bottom. Okay, my sound 2, 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 my sound 2. Okay, so we should now hear the first part again at the end. Yeah. Let's just try reversing this, actually.
Sounds good.
So, just use reverse. Oh, no. No. Reverse is not quite what we want.
Mm-hmm.
I think what we want is basically the same volume profile, but going in the opposite frequency-wise. So starting at 2,500, going to 2,700, going to 3,000, going to 2,700, going to 2,500. Yeah, okay. I like that. All right. Okay, so we'll stitch all this together. And yes, copy sprite, don't worry, we'll play your game. We want to basically make a bunch of these sounds and concatenate them together randomly. So we're going to go ahead and pull this out, and we're going to go ahead and pull out all of our individual sound chunks, which are these guys. is.
You'll try and keep this.
Let's see. Pull out this one. Go ahead and drop all these concatenates elsewhere. And this one. Okay. So all of these are setting the sound in my sound to, except for this first one. We're going to go ahead and change that right now. So we're going to go ahead and go into here and change all of these to be my sound too. Like that. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in a good old repeat loop. And we're going to make a random number here that we're going to call choice. And let's see, how many of these do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to set our choice to be a random number between 0 and 4.
Right.
Remember, this is inclusive, so we're actually going to do 0 to 3. And then inside here, we're going to go ahead and say if our choice equals whatever, then we're just going to choose one of these to stick in here. So stick in this one first. Next up, I'm just going to put in the rest of these choice equals first. There you go. Choice equal 1, choice equal 2, and then the else. And so we'll stick this one into here. Stick this one into here. And stick this one into here. All right. And after we do all of these, we want to go ahead and concatenate our sound with our current my sound. So we're going to go ahead and say set my sound to concatenate my sound and my sound to. Just the bottom of our repeat. And at the very end, we can go ahead and play it. So this is going to choose, let's see, what is our repeat set at? 4? It's going to choose 4 of these randomly.
Okay.
You know what? We can pull this set my sound to empty sound out too.
Let's see. From Copy Sprite, do you want to play the game, a demo of the Game Jam game? I think we both usually tend to avoid playing those before they come Game Jam stream.
That's true. I mean, because it's a big game jam, I don't mind all that much.
Yeah.
But
we can.
Yeah, so this is doing something. Say maybe not quite perfect, but it's making a good. I think it's still making a good sound.
Mm-hmm.
Good. All right, so let's go ahead and put this guy in here. We're going to go ahead and put name equals Goldfinch. And we'll go ahead and call on make Goldfinch sound. All right, let's do one more bird.
Seagull?
Okay, we're in a forest, but...
What if it's a forest by the sea? That could be part of the lore. We're in the forest trying to get to the sea on the other side. So you're chasing after the gulls.
Yeah, this sounds so much not forest to me. I feel like I have to veto it.
Okay.
Even though I think it would be interesting sound to make.
Do we have crow?
Oh, crow's good. Oh man, crows rule. I love crows. All right. So let's try making a crow sound. I think this one's going to be a little tough, even though it's such a simple sound.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot going on.
Lots of modulation, and maybe a different waveform than what we've been using. So we're going to go ahead and set my sound to be an empty sound. And just to start, we're just going to be adding a single sound that is going to be duration, let's say 500 milliseconds. We're going to put it at I feel like crows have a lower voice. Yeah, and it's not a complicated sound. Like an individual caw basically starts out at full volume and then goes down, you know? So this is a story. Pending Official says crows are cool, seagulls are not. I like seagulls. Crows are cooler than seagulls, though. But yeah. This is a story I like to tell, which is that whenever you're at a Mariners baseball game and it starts going into overtime, the seagulls get so angry. They start circling the inside of the stadium, and you can just see this huge, like, mass kind of appearing. And you can tell they're thinking, like, humans, this is not our deal. The contract is that at the end of game time, you guys all leave, and then we get to eat all of the food you left behind. Okay, so we're going to go with the lower volume. Let's go to like 1,000, and we're just going to keep that the same. And we're going to let the end volume be 0, let the start volume be just 512, and duration 500 milliseconds. Let's just hear what this sounds like. Oh, didn't hook it up. Do make a crow sound. Didn't call play. Right. Sounds exactly like a crow, right?
I'm pretty sure that we should just move on. I think you finished it.
So let's try the tunable noise and see what that sounds like. Okay, there's something here, and then let's modulate the heck out of it. .200 semitones. Wait. Oh wait, I'm modding it after I play it. No. Try it with Sawtooth. Okay, and make this a shorter period, like 10. I don't think tunable noise is going to get us there. Probably be one of the pulses. Too high frequency. Okay, well, anyway, we have a game to play, right?
Yeah.
Joey, can you give me that link?
So which one copies rights first? Wow, wait. So you chat. There you go. And then, did you want to do the game jam one too?
Just give me both the links. We can decide.
I put it in there.
100. I don't think the Sawtooth LFO is working right. Okay, so starting out, all right, we have Arena of Olympus again. So, Joey, are you ready to play this with me?
1 second. Sure.
Okay.
Oh, send it with Microsoft. And join. Okay.
All right.
That's it.
So copy sprite. Is it still only Zeus, or do the other characters work yet? You know what? We're gonna try Hades.
Oh.
Nope. This appears to still be Zeus. Still just Zeus. Okay. Ooh, it seems that choosing Hades has locked me into being able to do nothing. So
I think I'm pretty good at this game.
All right, let's try this again. Zeus. All
right. I'm going to confirm I'm pretty good at this game, it looks like.
Stop being a coward. Come out from there.
Hey, I have like a 2-second. Well, not actually 2 seconds. Let's see. Oh. I like the explosions in midair.
No.
Can you charge? Or... Nice.
So it depends. The weapon changes based off of what button you're holding when you press B. So if let's do this one more time. So if you press down while you're in the air, you shoot this like downward bolt, which also gives you like a little bit of recoil.
Gotcha.
If you don't press anything, you shoot these normal lightnings.
Oh, and
you press up, you get these like both sides thing. Gotcha. If you press left, you get these swirly guys.
Okay,
my attacks. I don't know why none of my attacks hit you.
I don't know. I like this level though.
All right. Yeah, okay. Copy sprite. I got feedback on the level design. I feel like you really have to give more room here in between these platforms because it's so easy to just turtle underneath them right now. Let's see.
It was a pretty good strategy, I will say. I thought it out well.
Yeah. The other thing I would consider, which would be pretty cool, is knocking back the player when they get hit. So that's like a thing you could change for the attacks where like when you get hit by one, you calculate the angle and then just kind of launch their velocity. If you do that, though, you'll probably have to do the movement based off of acceleration. But you can do that with the platformer extension. So if you're not using the platformer extension, I'd recommend using the platformer extension and like trying that. Nice. All right. Let's see. Belenga says maybe make the platform semi-solid. That's also a good choice, but that really just makes it even better for the turtling player. You really want to have it be something like some more space to like get around stuff.
Let's see. There wasn't much options for Richard to counteract my sit under the wall and hit at full speed.
And has anyone made a dating game yet and posted it on the forums? We had one 5-second game jam entry that was a dating game.
Yeah.
Where Thomas the Tank Engine appeared on screen and you could answer their letter as yes, do you like them or no? Mm-hmm. And then if you did, Thomas the Tank Engine would blush. It was pretty sweet. Oh, wait, there was also the time traveling one, right?
Yes, there was.
What was the name of that game? Like True Love's Time Machine or something like that?
That sounds right. So I think that's right, but I don't have it in my head.
We're going to see if we can figure this out. I know it was Time Jam. Mm-hmm. So arcade.makecode.com/gamejam/time. Oh, yep. True Love Time Machine. So you can check out True Love Time Machine. It's not really a dating game, but it is like you do date on it, I guess. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we liked it. Play it. It got 3rd place. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. That's gonna be it for us. I am Richard at Richard on the MakeCode forum.
Joey at Jay Wonder on the MakeCode forum.
Tune in on Friday, where we'll be back to making bird sounds probably. And if you haven't seen it already, go on the forum. You can see that there is a game jam going on right now. It is heist themed, so making games about thievery and stealing things. And just so you know, if you're like, I don't know if I can make a heist game, or that really doesn't interest me, we're being pretty loose with it. So as long as you have some way you can call your game a heist game, like try and put it in there. You might. I feel like we're probably going to save the top slots for people who like really go hard into the heist theme. But if you make a good game and it's only sort of heisty, and you can still get on the homepage, so put it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you later, everybody.
Bye.